What's going on, guys? My name is Pone. I apologize for my voice. I'm a little bit under the weather. Things sometimes happen. Use protection. What's up, guys? So, I kind of want to talk about my thoughts on whether or not Titanfall's got a future on YouTube and whether or not it's worth your money or your pre-order or anything like that. I do want to let you guys know before the commentary starts that there's this cool little website that I was recently introduced to called G2A, and it's a website where you can buy these CD keys and actually do a lot of cool stuff with it. All my friends on TeamSpeak managed to buy Titanfall for $45. So whether or not you think the game's worth $60 your own money, I don't know. $45 is a lot more doable. Battlefield Thief is $22. Lots of great games on there. Check it out. Links in the description below. But for now, let's talk about the game. Now, I want to talk about the feelings when I play the game. You need to understand how you feel when you play the game. It's fast-paced, it's action, it takes mobility and movement to another level. It's a fun game to play. And that's something I can't say about a lot of games. I can say games are great, but I can't say games are fun too much anymore. Titanfall is fun, but it's also not as challenging. Now, that's something that I value in my video games too. And for example, there's only 6v6, and there's a lot of farming and stuff. So it's a new aspect. It's changing things a little bit differently with it, but it's also, I mean, it's not like I'm ever bored. It's not like I'm not shooting something, I'm not moving around. It's not like it's a slow game whatsoever. I just like having challenging people to fight back with and never knowing whether or not they're the minions I need to worry about and I just shoot at them, or if they're just going to dodge, jump around, go invisible, and wreck me. You never honestly know. So Titanfall is a very, very confusing game, but it's a very, very fun game at its core, and I absolutely love the game. I'm going to pick it up, but I also have a feeling that it's not going to have a very, very big presence on YouTube, and I'm going to tell you why. To me, there are different categories of entertainment on YouTube. You have the guys that goof around, make silly or random or intellectual commentaries. You have the guys that goof around and troll that basically only do silly things like drive Titans on other people and, you know, troll people inside of the in-game chat and stuff like that. And then you have people that have an incredibly impressive gameplay, and you have like Call of Duty, for example. I mean, that team is completely surrounded by people that can do, and it got built on people that were getting 100+ gameplays and double, triple nukes and Moabs and everything like that. That was really, really looked after. Now, you don't really have that kind of flair and flash in this. When people say, oh, I've got an 80-kill game, when 73 of those are on actual AI, how's that impressive? So it doesn't have that flash and that appeal. I mean, there's not really one of those ways that you can set these giant standards, get these unique kill streaks and stuff like that. So it doesn't carry over and have that appeal that Call of Duty does to build off of skill. Now, this game is a very, very skillful game. The person that knows how to move about is going to be able to outplay any person. I've seen a montage already that was absolutely amazing, and I watched the entire thing, and I'm not a person that watches all of a montage. I'm usually the guy that watches like the first 2 minutes, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, and I bounce. I watched the entire montage just because it just kept impressing me over and over and over again. So the game does have a little bit of appeal, and I'm also kind of curious about whether or not people are going to watch it. To play, there can be things that are really fun to play, but are not fun to watch. I mean, it's just how that's how I am with you know, basketball, or you may think about soccer. A lot of people may not think that football or something like that is fun to watch, but to play, it's absolutely entertaining. And that's what I'm saying about this game right here. I kind of have this feel that a lot of people are not going to enjoy watching it that much. It's just kind of my idea on it. There's going to be a feeling behind it. So maybe you can clear that up. Let me know if I'm just out of the box or I'm just the one that's kind of incorrect with this. But do you plan on watching Titanfall gameplay? Do you think there's going to be an audience for it? Do you think it's the new COD for YouTube? Tell me what you guys think as the viewers down below, because I think it does have a chance. It's just going to need a heavy push to kind of get that nudge right through the door. Now, to talk about whether or not it's worth the money. Now, this is where it comes down to the playability, the lifetime of the game. There are lots of games that I can say that are worth the money. Perfect example is Medal of Honor Warfighter. I absolutely love the game. It was a happy balance between Battlefield and Call of Duty, my favorite 2 FPS franchises. But it didn't have enough backing, it didn't have enough support, and a lot of people just looked down on it because it was, again, like I said, it was a combination of the two, and therefore it was kind of a conflict. You had things of, you know, it handled and looked like a Battlefield game, but it played like a COD game and had the streaks and everything, so things were just a little bit differently like playing out in that game. Now, I absolutely love the game. It was one of my favorite games. Because it combined 2 of my favorite things together. And what I really felt about that game is that it had so much potential, and if it would have had enough backing, enough funding, and enough people playing it, it would have done great. And I fear the same thing can happen in Titanfall, except for it does actually have this support and the funding now. It's got massive support and hype behind it, unlike the Medal of Honor Warfighter. But that's what I'm saying. That's the example. That's the prime example. Is even though I love Medal of Honor Warfighter, I would pay $60 hands down for that game, even though other people disagree with me. I easily thought I got my money out of that game. Do you think this game is going to play out? Do you think 2 months from now people are going to still be playing this game? That's what you need to think about when you make a purchase. And, you know, that's one of those things, like I said, that I like using that website now. I used to be one of those guys that only bought games off of the Steam sale. I just refuse to do this. This new website allows me to, like, buy games for $15 off. Yeah, I'll spend $40 to try a game. I may not want to gamble with $60, but, you know, it may help ease that tension and that curiosity. And I do think $60 is going to be worth this game. I think it's going to have a much longer life than the average game, but I'm just tired of seeing games that have a lot of potential and then people just stop playing them, and if there are no lobbies, it's just over. And that's just what I'm afraid that may happen to this game, and I don't know why I feel that way. I just think it's because it's so different that that's an honest, genuine concern that you are supposed to have. So that's just where I stand with the game. Let me know what you guys honestly think. Do you think it's got a chance on YouTube? Do you think it's worth the money? So for now, I'm going to go ahead and circumcise this commentary. I will catch you guys on the 11th when the game does in fact drop. We're talking about 2 days out, so decide to pre-order now or wait a few days. And I'm pretty sure within the first few days of its release, I'm going to put out an honest review of the game, letting you know if I feel it's worth your money or not. So we're going to see how that goes. Hopefully you guys have a great, blessed, wonderful weekend. I'm going to go have some fun. By fun means nap, because I'm a father, and napping is my idea of fun. Bye, guys. Potatoes.